On the south end of the garden, in the shadows of a loquat tree, was the servant's home, a modest little mud hut where Hassan had lived with his father. It was there, in that little shack, that Hassan was born, in the winter of 1964, just 1 year after my mother died giving birth to me. In the 18 years that I had lived in that house, I stepped into Hassan and Ali's quarters only a handful of times. When the sun dropped low behind the hills and we were done playing for the day, Hassan and I parted ways, on past the rose bushes to Baba's mansion, Hassan to the mud shack where he had been born, where he had lived in his entire life. I remember it was spare, clean, dimly lit by a pair of kerosene lamps. There were 2 mattresses on opposite sides of the room, a worn Harati rug with frayed edges in between, a 3-legged stool, and a wooden table in the corner where Hassan did his drawings. The walls stood bare, save for a single tapestry with a sewn-in beads forming the words Allahu Akbar. Baba had bought it for Ali on one of his trips to Mashhad. It was in that small shack that Hassan's mother, Sanayubar, gave birth to him one cold winter day in 1964. While my mother hemorrhaged to death during childbirth, Hassan lost his less than a week after he was born, lost her to a fate of most Afghans considered far worse than death. She ran off with a clan of traveling singers and dancers. Hassan never really talked about his mother, as if she never existed. I always wondered if he had dreamed about her, about what she looked like, where she was. I wondered if he longed to meet her. Did he ache for her the way I ached for the mother I had never met? One day we were walking from my father's house to Cinema Zainab for a new Iranian movie, taking the shortcut through the military barracks near Istiqlal Middle School. Baba had forbidden us to take that shortcut, but he was in Pakistan with Rahim Khan at the time. We hopped the fence that surrounded the barracks, skipped over a little creek, and broke it into the open dirt field where old abandoned tanks collected dust. A group of soldiers huddled in the shade of one of those tanks, smoking cigarettes and playing cards. One of them saw us, elbowed the guy next to him, and called Hassan. "Hey you," he said. "I know you." We never had seen him before. He was a squatty man with a shaved head and a black stubble on his face. The way he grinned at us, leered, scared me. "Just keep walking," I muttered to Hassan. "You, the Hazara, look at me when I'm talking to you." The soldier barked. He handed his cigarette to the guy next to him, made a circle with the thumb and index finger of one hand, poked the middle finger through his other hand, through the circle, poked it in and out, in and out. "I knew your mother, did you know that? I knew her real good. I took her from behind by that creek over there." The soldiers laughed. One of them made a squealing sound. I told Hassan to keep walking, keep walking. What a tight little sugary cunt she had. The soldier was sorry about that. Was saying, shaking hands with the others, grinning. Later in the dark, after the movie had started, I heard Hassan next to me, croaking. Tears were sliding down from his cheeks. I reached across my seat, slung my arm around him, pulled him close. He rested his head on my shoulder. "He took you for someone else," I whispered. "He took you for someone else." I'm told no one was really surprised when Sanayubar eloped. People had raised their eyebrows when Ali, a man who had memorized the Quran, married Sanayubar, a woman 19 years younger, a beautiful but notoriously unscrumptious woman who lived up to her dishonorable reputation. Like Ali, she was a Shiite Muslim and an ethnic Hazara. She was also his first cousin, and therefore a natural choice for a spouse. Beyond those similarities, Ali and Senyabar had little in common, least of all their respective appearances. While Senyabar's brilliant green eyes and impish face had, rumor has it, tempted countless men into sin, Ali had a congenital paralysis of his lower facial muscles, a condition that rendered him unable to smile and left him perpetually grim-faced. It was an odd thing to see the stone-faced Ali happy, or sad, because only his slanted brown eyes glinted with a smile or welled with sorrow. People said that eyes are the windows to the soul. Never was that more true than with Ali, who could only reveal himself through his eyes. I have heard that Senyabar's suggestive stride and oscillating hips sent men into reveries of infidelity. But polio had left Ali with a twisted, atrophied right leg that was sallow skin over bone with little in between except a paper-thin layer of muscle. I remember one day when I was 8, Ali was taking me to the bazaar to buy some naan. I was walking behind him, humming, trying to imitate his walk. I watched him swing his scraggy leg in a sweeping arc, watching his whole body tilt impossibly to the right every time he planted that foot. It seemed a miracle that he didn't trip over with each step. When I tried it, I almost fell into the gutter. That got me giggling. Ali turned around, caught me aping at him. He didn't say anything, not then, not ever. He just kept walking. Ali's face when he walked, and his walk frightened some of the younger children in the neighborhood. But the real trouble was with the older kids. They chased him on the street, mocked him when he hobbled by. Some had taken to calling him Babalu, or Boogeyman. "Hey, Babalu, who did you eat today?" they barked to a chorus of laughter. "Who did you eat, you flat-nosed Babalu?" They called him flat-nosed because of Ali and Hassan's characteristic Hazara monogloid features. For years, that was all I knew about the Hazaras. That they were Mongol descendants, and that looked a little like Chinese people. School textbooks barely mentioned them and referred to their ancestry only in passing. One day I was in Baba's study, looking through his stuff, when I found one of my mother's old history books. It was written by an Iranian named Rami. I blew the dust off it, sneaked it into bed with me that night, and was stunned to find an entire chapter in Hazara history, an entire chapter dedicated to Hassan's people. In it, I read that my people, the Pashtuns, had persecuted and oppressed the Hazaras. It said the Hazaras had tried to rise against the Pashtuns in the 19th century, but the Pashtuns had quelled them with unspeakable violence. The book said that my people had killed the Hazaras, driven them from their lands, burned their homes, and sold their women. This book said part of the reason the Pashtuns had oppressed the Hazaras was that Pashtuns were Sunni Muslims, while Hazaras were Shiite. The book said a lot of things I didn't know, things my teachers hadn't mentioned, things Baba hadn't mentioned either. It was said some things I did know, like the people called Hazaras mice-eating, flat-nosed, load-carrying donkeys. I heard some of the kids in the neighborhood yell those names to Hassan. The following week after class, I showed the book to my teacher and pointed it to the chapter on the Hazaras. He skimmed through a couple pages, snickered, handed the book back. "That's the one thing Shiite people do well," he said, picking up his papers, passing themselves as martyrs. He wrinkled his nose when he said the word Shiite, like it was some kind of disease. But despite sharing ethnic heritage and family blood, Senor joined the neighborhood kids in taunting Ali. I have heard that she made no secret of her disdain for his appearance. This is a husband? She would sneer. I have seen old donkeys better suited to be a husband. In the end, most people suspected the marriage had been an arrangement of sorts between Ali and his uncle, Senor father. They said Ali had married his cousin to help restore some honor to his uncle's blemished name, even though Ali, who had been orphaned at the age of 5, had no worldly possessions or inheritance to speak of. Ali never retaliated against any of his tormentors. I suppose partly because he could never catch them with that twisted leg dragging behind him, but mostly because Ali was immune to the insults of his assailants. He had found his joy, his antidote, the moment Senor had given birth to Hassan. It had been a simple enough affair, no obstructions, no anthologists, no fancy monitoring devices, just Senor laying on a stained naked mattress with Ali and a midwife helping her. She hadn't needed much help at all, because even in birth, Hassan was true to his nature. He was incapable of hurting anyone. A few grunts, a couple of pushes, and out came Hassan. Out he came smiling. As confided to a neighbor's servant by the garrulous midwife, who had been in turn told anyone who would listen, Senor had taken one glance at the baby in Ali's arms, seen the cleft lip, and barked in a bitter laughter. There, she had said, now you have your own idiot child to do all your smiling for you. She had refused to even hold Hassan, and just 5 days later, she was gone. Baba had hired the same nursing woman who had fed me to nurse Hassan. Ali told us that she was a blue-eyed Hazara woman from Bamiyan, the city of the giant Buddha statues. What a sweet singing voice she had, he used to say to us. What did he sing? Hassan and I always asked, though we already knew. Ali told us countless times. We just wanted to hear Ali sing. He'd clear his throat again. On a high mountain I stood and cried the name of Ali, Lion of God. O Ali, Lion of God, King of men, bring joy to our sorrowful hearts. And then he would remind us that there was a brotherhood between people who had fed from the same breast, a kinship that not even time could break. Hassan and I fed from the same breast. We took our first steps in the same lawn in the same yard. And under the same roof we spoke our first words. Mine was Baba. His was Amir, my name. Looking back on it now, I think the foundation for what happened in the winter of 1975 and all that followed was already laid in those first words.